and conservation efforts have since helped the recovery of the bird's population. In 2008, 10 of the birds raised at the Sado Conservation Center were released into the wild on the island, where their population has increased to around 500. The release of the beloved birds was also seen as a good omen for the Noto region, which is still recovering from the deadly 2024 earthquake.
Canada and Mexico 2026. The euphoria is mounting due to the expanded format, the countries hosting it, and of course, the stars to parade at the biggest world sporting event. The Road to the World Cup show is here to answer all your questions about the qualification format, the rationale behind the expansion in participating countries, and all other information around the FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch the Road to the FIFA World Cup 2026 show live on GTV Sports Plus every Tuesday, Thursday and Friday at 8 p.m. Seasoned sports stakeholders and stars will be engaged on the show to serve you the best FIFA World Cup details on the Road to the FIFA World Cup 2026 show. Remember, it's Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Don't miss out. America, Canada and Mexico. Here we come. Brought to you by
iSense. Everyday prices for everyday people.
It's the FIFA World Cup. USA, Canada and Mexico 2026. The euphoria is mounting due to the expanded format, the countries hosting it, and of course, the stars to parade at the biggest world sporting event. The Road to the World Cup show is here to answer all your questions about the qualification format, the rationale behind the expansion in participating countries, and all other information around the FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch the Road to the FIFA World Cup 2026 show live on GTV Sports Plus every Tuesday, Thursday and Friday at 8 p.m. Seasoned sports stakeholders and stars will be engaged on the show to serve you the best FIFA World Cup details on the Road to the FIFA World Cup 2026 show. Remember, it's Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Don't miss out. America, Canada and Mexico. Here we come. Brought to you by
iSense. Everyday prices for everyday people.
As news hour, good afternoon. My name is Mavis Ofer Champon. This afternoon, start off from Belarus, where President John Mahama has reaffirmed his commitment to modernizing Ghana's agriculture sector following a visit to the Belego 2026 agricultural exhibition in Belarus, where he toured cutting-edge farming, mining, and industrial machinery displays. Accompanied by Belarus Prime Minister, the president described the visit as timely and aligned with his government vision to transform agriculture through mechanization, technology transfer, and strategic partnership with Belarus.
At the exhibition, President John Mahama inspected a wide range of modern agricultural equipment and heavy-duty machinery, including the renowned Minsk Tractor Works M2Z product lineup, ZAO displays, fertilizer application equipment, and the giant Belarus haul truck, one of the world's largest mining trucks. In a brief remarks, President Mahama said the knowledge and technologies on display would support his administration's efforts to revolutionize Ghana's agriculture sector, improve productivity, and enhance food security.
We're working to ensure food security, and so we're setting up what we call farmer service centers. And so we're looking to get appropriate agricultural equipment for our centers. And I've just seen a very impressive display of Belarusian equipment and machinery. And it's my hope that we'll be able to acquire some of these for our farmers. Now, farming and agriculture is becoming increasingly mechanized. The hoe and cutlass agriculture is gone. And so we need to provide centers where the farmers can come and get the services of the machines. The farmers don't need to own the machines, but if they need a service of a tractor or a combined harvester, they are able to do it. And what I've seen here is very impressive. These are beautiful machines. We just have to make sure that the after-sales service is perfect so that the machines can be maintained so that they can stay and work for a long time.
The president is on a 4-day state visit, during which he is expected to hold high-level bilateral engagements aimed at strengthening cooperation between Ghana and Belarus, particularly in the areas of agriculture, trade, and industrial development. For GBC News, Celestine Avi.
The second batch of Ghanaians being repatriated from South Africa are expected to arrive home this afternoon, Saturday, June 6. The group is scheduled to land at the Accra International Airport at 4 p.m. aboard the first of 2 evacuation flights arranged by the government of Ghana following heightened tensions and attacks targeting foreign nationals in South Africa in recent months against foreign nationals.
In a letter, comprises parents and their children who completed registration and screening procedures weeks ago in preparation for the evacuation exercise. The High Commission of Ghana in South Africa announced that the second evacuation flight carrying repatriated Ghana International Airport on Sunday, June 7 at 9:30 a.m. The mission has also released the official list of evacuees cleared to return home following the closure of registration for the voluntary repatriation exercise. Authorities say approximately 1,500 Ghanaians signed up for the program. The development follows the successful arrival of the first batch of 300 Ghanaians who touched down safely in Ghana aboard the government-chartered Ethiopian Airlines Boeing 7879 Dreamliner. Last month, the government of Ghana approved the immediate evacuation of its citizens from South Africa in response to renewed xenophobic attacks targeting foreign nationals. The exercise received presidential approval from President John Mahama as part of efforts to ensure the safety and welfare of affected Ghanaians. Government is covering all transportation and documentation costs, including assistance for individuals without valid travel documents. The evacuation exercise comes amid renewed concerns over xenophobic violence in South Africa, where foreign nationals and African-owned businesses have repeatedly been targeted in attacks.
Doctors at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital in the Ashanti region have indefinitely withdrawn their services following the suspension of the hospital's chief executive officer, describing the decision as unjustified and counterproductive. The industrial action was announced by the Komfanochi Doctors Association CADA after an emergency meeting held on June 5, 2026 to assess recent developments at the hospital, particularly issues surrounding severe congestion at the emergency department and the subsequent suspension of the hospital's head.
In a letter addressed to the chairman of the Komfanochi Teaching Hospitals Board, the association expressed concern that measures introduced by management to address patient overcrowding and ensure continued delivery of safe health care had instead resulted in disciplinary action against the hospital's chief executive. According to the doctors, management's decision to temporarily halt new emergency admissions and coordinate with surrounding health facilities was the necessary intervention aimed at preventing avoidable deaths and protecting patients. Amid overwhelming capacity constraints, the doctors noted that it serves as the principal tertiary referral facility for the middle and northern sectors of Ghana, continues to face significant infrastructural challenges despite a growing patient population. The association argued that the current crisis reflects long-standing systemic deficiencies within the country's healthcare system and requires urgent policy and infrastructure interventions rather than punitive measures against hospital administrators attempting to manage the situation. Following deliberations, members unanimously condemned the suspension of the CEO, stating that the decision will not address the underlying challenges confronting the facility and could undermine efforts to improve healthcare delivery. As a result, the association resolved to commence a total withdrawal of services by medical doctors at the hospital effective 6 a.m. on Saturday, June 6th. The doctors indicated that the strike would continue until a number of demands are met, which includes the review and reversal of the suspension of the chief executive officer.
The growing threat of human and drug trafficking along Ghana's eastern frontier dominated discussions when the Interior Minister Muntaka Mohamed Mubarak visited the Aflao border in the Volta region. The ministry expressed concern over the increasing incidents of human trafficking and drug smuggling, warning that such criminal activities continue to undermine national security and destroy livelihoods. He underscored the need for stronger border surveillance and enhanced collaboration between local communities and security agencies to tackle the menace.
The Volta region, which shares a border with neighboring Togo, has several unapproved routes that make it vulnerable to smuggling, human trafficking, and illicit movement of drugs. The Minister for the Interior, Mr. Muntaka Mohamed Mubarak, visited the Aflao border as part of efforts to assess the security situation. He engaged stakeholders on emerging security threats and held discussions with heads of various security agencies stationed at the border on challenges confronting their operations and strategies to strengthen border security. The minister also visited the Aflao Beat 9 border post, where he commended security personnel for their dedication and urged them to intensify efforts to combat illegal cross-border activities. At Aflao Gakli, Mr. Mohamed Mubarak expressed concern over the activities of human traffickers who, he said, smuggle people into the country for prostitution and other criminal purposes. The Aflao Sector Commander of the Ghana Immigration Service, DCI Makasamoa Boachi, noted that the command continues to combat the influx of illegal migrants and other illicit activities, particularly those involving foreign nationals.
Where we're standing now is just some few meters away from Togo, and then people are living here. From here to the border is also a bit far, so people try to find a way of getting to the other side of the border, that is the Togolese side, by just creating a path. When they do, what we as immigration do is that we follow them. Sometimes we even go ahead of them by when seeing that if they've created a path, then we are sending our men there. That is how come you find a lot of unapproved routes, but our men are manning all these unapproved routes.
The Interior Minister called on citizens to support security agencies with credible information to help curb cross-border crimes.
Those we rescued were about 714. Those we had to return were over 1,600. the neighboring countries. So we are seriously concerned because it's not only the good ones who are coming into our country because of the stable and peaceful nature that we have found ourselves. So the bad ones also wants to come through. People come, they try to deceive people into our country. They come, they are doing prostitutions, they are doing all manner of things.
Mr. Mohammed Mubarak and his entourage later engaged officers and personnel of agencies under the ministry during an open forum in Ho, where he assured them of his commitment to improving their welfare and working conditions to boost their morale.
For thousands of commuters who use the Adenta Dodua Road every day, the journey has become more than just stressful. It has turned into a daily struggle filled with frustration, financial loss, and endless discomfort. What was expected to be a reconstruction project aimed at improving transportation on one of the busiest corridors in the Greater Accra region has instead become a nightmare for residents, drivers, and businesses operating along that stretch.
From deep potholes to dusty diversions and heavy traffic congestion, the road has become a symbol of inconvenience and hardship for many people living in communities such as Adenta, Oyibi, Amrahia, and Dodowa. Every morning and evening, commuters spend long hours trapped in traffic. Vehicles move slowly through damaged sections of the road, while drivers struggle to maneuver around potholes and uneven surfaces. For passengers, the journey is exhausting. For motorists, it is expensive. Many drivers say the condition of the road is destroying their vehicles at an alarming rate. Frequent visits to mechanics have become unavoidable as damaged shock absorbers, worn-out tires, broken suspensions, and faulty alignments continue to increase the cost of maintaining vehicles. Commercial drivers are among the hardest hit.
That's it's too much. That's really too much. And the person said the other partner said 1 hour time the other commander water man the my dust, poor road organization makes it very difficult for cars to be on their lanes. So we are appealing to government to finish this as early as possible.
Ride-hailing drivers operating with companies such as Uber, Bolt, and Yango are increasingly refusing to accept trips along the Adenta Dodowa corridor because of the terrible state of the road. Some drivers say the damage caused of their cars outweighs the profits they make from transporting passengers along the stretch. As a result, many residents are left stranded for long periods while trying to book rides through mobile applications. Others are forced to rely on chartered taxis, which have become extremely expensive. Taxi drivers often justify the high fares by pointing to the cost of repairs caused by the road. For residents, the situation has become emotionally draining. Workers report arriving late to their workplaces almost every day, while students and traders also struggle with the long commuting hours. Beyond the inconvenience, many believe the prolonged reconstruction is affecting economic activity in the area. The growing frustration among commuters reflects a larger concern about delayed infrastructure projects and the impacts they have on ordinary citizens. While residents acknowledge that road reconstruction is necessary, many say the pace of work and the poor temporary conditions have made life unbearable. For now, commuters along the Adenta Dodowa Road continue to endure the hardship with the hope that the reconstruction project will eventually deliver the relief they have long been awaiting for.
Let's move to Takoradi, where cadres and members of the Western Regional Chapter of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, have marked the 47th anniversary of the June 4 uprising with a wreath-laying ceremony. Addressing the gathering, the Western Regional Minister, Mr. Joseph Nelson, called on the youth to embrace selflessness, accountability, and responsible citizenship. He also urged political leaders and grassroots cadres to uphold discipline, hard work, honesty, and patriotism, stressing that these values remain essential for sustainable national development.
47th anniversary of the June 4 uprising
remains a significant date on Ghana's political calendar, commemorated every year with rallies, marches, public lectures, wreath-laying ceremonies, derbers across the country. The occasion serves as a reminder of the core values of the 1979 revolution: probity, accountability, and the rule of law. It also provides an opportunity for cadres to engage the youth, reflect on the country's economic and political journey, and call on leaders to uphold the grassroots ideals championed by the late Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. The 47th anniversary celebration was observed under the theme Strengthening State Institutions, Lessons from the June 4 1979 Uprising. The Western Regional Minister, Mr. Joseph Nelson, urged Ghanaians to be responsible, selfless, and patriotic citizens. He emphasized that sustaining the peace and stability the nation currently enjoys requires a collective commitment to national development and civic responsibility.
I mean, the communal spirit that enabled communities to initiate projects and get them completed for their own benefit. These days, things that we need to do for ourselves, we want to depend on others. We want to wait till government shows up through the assembly or some other agency. And I think that must change.
The Western Regional Coordinator of the Young Cadres, Mr. Herbert Henry Hans, noted that the ideals of June 4 represent an ongoing process rather than a one-time event. According to him, while some of the principles and objectives of the uprising have been realized over the years, much more remains to be done.
It is our wish that the 47th anniversary of the June 4 uprising, we will continue to be gathering the youth and to be talking to them, maybe as much as possible, wherever the youth are. Once, by grace, we are still on our feet, we'll continue to be talking to them about nationalism, patriotism, probity and accountability.
The June 4 uprising of 1979, led by Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, remains a pivotal chapter in Ghana's political history. While opinion on its legacy continue to differ, the event is widely regarded as a defining moment that shaped the nation's democratic and governance trajectory.
The Tree for Life nationwide planting exercise has been launched as part of efforts to restore degraded lands and strengthen climate resilience. The initiative, led by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the Forestry Commission, is targeting about planting of 30 million trees across the country.
Ghana's forest cover is estimated at about 6.4 million hectares, representing roughly 27% of the country's land area, with nearly 20% of the population depending directly or indirectly on forests for livelihoods, food, and income. The Chief Executive of the Forestry Commission, Dr. Hugh C.A. Brown, said the Tree for Life program builds on gains from the previous year, where more than 30 million tree seedlings were planted across the country. He revealed that over 23,000 hectares of degraded land were restored in 2025, with millions of seedlings planted under both forest restoration and farm-based agroforestry systems.
Currently, a total of over 350 private companies and individuals are engaged in commercial forest plantations within forest reserves, mainly for timber production and carbon credits. However, in spite of these socioeconomic and ecological benefits that we derive from our forests, deforestation and forest degradation continue, especially in the high forest zone, threatening wildlife habitats and biodiversity, climate resilience, and the health and livelihoods of forest-dependent communities.
The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, described climate change as a present and urgent threat, stressing the need for immediate and sustained action to protect the environment.
The Tree for Life Reforestation Initiative stands as one of the flagship interventions of government. This was launched in 2025 and seeks to mobilize all Ghanaians towards restoring increasing national tree cover, combating desertation, protecting watersheds, and contributing to climate commitments.
The Forestry Commission is urging individuals, institutions, and communities to actively participate in the exercise by planting and nurturing trees to ensure their survival.
Ghana is set to record more than 890 new obstetric fistula cases every year. Unfortunately, finding such women with a condition for free obstetric surgery or repairs remains a major challenge. According to the United Nations Population Fund UNFPA report, women with the condition still refuse to report at the health facilities for free assistance for fear of stigmatization. At a free obstetric surgery currently ongoing for over 30 women at Mankesim in the Infanteman municipality of the Central Region, families and communities are advised to stop stigmatizing women with such conditions. Rather, they should encourage them and support to seek treatment, just double free health facilities.
It's also a fistula. Opening from the blood into the man is a fistula. And what we are talking about here is we are talking about the fistula. About the other fistula goes with men. That's not what we are talking about. Those is a injury. We are living in a alone hospital meant for fistula repair in Ghana and also Africa. So we are doing well. Last year we operated on over 30. We operated on 120, and we are expected to operate on over 130 or up to 140. Now the challenge is where to get, and the challenge is where hard. We are looking for them to operate them, and it's for free.
How our societies are, it's a gender issue. Women who are known to have fistula, no man wants them. And therefore, women would rather hide the fact that they've got fistula because they want to be married, they want to be loved, they want to be, to be part of the society. Now, as UNFPA, one of the pieces that we're working on a lot is really also to support the government, the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, as well as the partners like Nesi Hospital and the same, to ensure that we mobilize and find these women. We create awareness. We make men and everybody really in the community aware that fistula can actually be cured.
Advocacy on taxes on tobacco products is gaining renewed attention as a key tool for strengthening domestic health financing. The initiative aims to enhance revenue mobilization through effective excise tax policies, with the rollout of Phase 3 of the Tobacco Tax Advocacy Policy.
As Ghana intensifies efforts to address the growing burden of non-communicable diseases, attention is increasingly turning to fiscal policies such as health taxes as a tool for prevention and sustainable healthcare financing. Health experts say products such as tobacco, alcohol, and sugar-sweetened beverages continue to contribute significantly to chronic diseases, placing pressure on families, communities, and the national health system. The executive director of VAS Ghana, Lebra Musa, said the initiative aims to promote policies and interventions that protect citizens, particularly the youth, to health.
The burden of tobacco and other health-harming products like alcohol, sugar-sweetened beverages, ultra-processed food, the rising threat of non-communicable diseases, and the need for sustained health financing require all of us to work together and diligently.
Technical coordinator at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Hafiz Adam Taher, cited the passage of the Excise Duty Amendment Act in 2023, which introduced a mixed tax structure that increased the price of tobacco products as a key policy milestone supported by advocacy from civil society organizations. Meanwhile, Head of the Research and Policy Unit at the Ghana Revenue Authority, Dr. Alex Combat, highlighted challenges in regulating harmful products, warning that existing trade arrangements could limit the effectiveness of taxation, particularly with duty-free imports of tobacco within the region. He, however, noted that ongoing reforms to Ghana's excise tax laws present an opportunity for stakeholders to contribute to strengthening policy frameworks and improving health outcomes.
If you import tobacco from Nigeria, it is duty-free. If you import tobacco from Vietnam, it is not duty-free. The difference is that they are trying to promote continental trade. And so you see, even this harmful product is not attracting tax. So if it is extended to the entire continent, and then you have countries producing these harmful products, they will tell you that because the products are produced, in Africa, when they are when they are importing them, there should be no tax. So that is the problem. If you try to promote after, there will be no taxes on these harmful products, and they will flood the country.
As part of the launch of the project, VAS Ghana was officially outdoored with the objective of promoting sustainable health by mobilizing, informing, and empowering everyone through health promotion, research, and advocacy.
21-year-old Abdul Rahim Inusa urgently requires 40,000 Ghana cedis to undergo serial upper gastrointestinal endoscopy and dilation procedures. Abdul, a trotro conductor, reportedly consumed a substance suspected to be diluted acid while spending the night in a vehicle, resulting in severe internal injuries that have left him unable to eat properly and in critical need of medical treatment.
Young Abdulrahim Inusa, a trotro conductor who occasionally drives in his employer's absence, suffered a life-changing accident after mistakenly drinking a substance suspected to be diluted acid. According to Abdulrahim, he had planned to sleep in the vehicle overnight and start work early the next morning, but unknowingly placed his bottle of water near the substance and consumed it during the night.
But what I knew, no cash. Or Fina can calling me back. She's first one and in Wakerabi. Then you call you Nina near boy was get table to a tap. Only Fina can feel a brown. Get him side there. She could like a cake. She no need tenny carake. Qualify almost one or me qualify Kamabasia. You don't need a Kambadi question.
Madam Mutia Mohammed, Abdulrahim's mother, says she has exhausted all her savings from her local porridge business to pay for her son's treatment. She revealed that her business has collapsed due to the demands of caring for him and is appealing to the public for financial support.
100 million, 8 million.
For the past 2 months, Abdulrahim has been undergoing treatment for esophageal stricture and sometimes mainly on water because he is unable to tolerate food. Doctors have recommended upper GI endoscopy and dilation procedures, warning that any delay would cause permanent damage. The treatment is expected to cost 40,000 Ghana cedis, and donations can be made via MTN Momo 054 745 5341. Account name Mutia Mohammed.
Amount is too small to help Abdul Rahim. We go for a quick break and we do business. Thanks for staying on. Still News Hour on GBC. On the business front, a platform to enhance filing, payment, reconciliation, tracking, issue resolving, and taxpayer support is being rolled out by the Ghana Revenue Authority. The Commissioner GRA, Anthony Kwesi-Sapong, said the platform known as the Integrated Tax Administration System, ITAS, is expected to reduce fragmentation across frequent tax workflows and create a stronger digital foundation for service delivery management of compliance and taxpayer.
The ITAS rollout, which began in April with a pilot in Kaneshie and Accra West, is now being extended to more taxpayers across the capital. As part of the pilot phase, the Ghana Revenue Authority onboarded over 400 taxpayers. On the heels of the successful pilot, the Ghana Revenue Authority is now moving new electronic system, those it classifies as large taxpayers, currently numbering about 1,000. The ITAS will help the GRA have an interface with other government institutions that hold taxpayer data. The Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi-Sapong, said the platform will connect with the Registrar of Companies, the Social Security and National Insurance Trustnet, and the National Identification Authority in a second phase.
In 2024, GRA, we recorded 153 billion. That is 15 years of existence. We recorded 153 billion in 2024. Our aspiration is that by 2028, we should double what we've done in 15 years and raise 310 at a minimum for national development. And it's only when your businesses do well and flourish, then GRA can take part in this flourish business and give it back to the state. So when we say we aspire to make 310 billion Ghana cedis in 2028, we know that it is you who are going to make us do that.
The ITAS Forum also had players in the business community present who expressed optimism on how the platform will help rake in revenue for the country if implemented seamlessly.
For a lot of our members who are SMEs, who may not be that computer inclined or digitally inclined, there are likely to be challenges and must be ready to deal with it as it comes up. If we deal with it and there is efficiency, why not? We welcome it and we'll support you all through and through. And there's absolutely no doubt that for every system you introduce, there are always initial challenges. But let's appreciate those challenges and then work towards it. For us,
the Ghana Revenue Authority emphasized that ITAS will ensure inclusivity, assuring that both large corporations and small family businesses will benefit from the system.
A Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe, has underscored the government's consistent assurance to investors, emphasizing that Ghana is not pursuing a nationalization agenda, but rather seeking to retain more value from its mineral resources. At a forum in Accra, Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe added that security of tenure remains central, with guarantees that leases will be respected regardless of political transitions, provided conditions are met.
Mining plays a pivotal role in Ghana's economy, contributing 10% to the national GDP. The sector is a major source of foreign exchange earnings, accounting for over 40% of total export revenues. At its annual general meeting, stressed the need to expand production across gold and other minerals by working with the government to create a policy environment that attracts both locals. It is important to build an ecosystem around mining that supports local suppliers and service providers. The chamber cautioned against repeating policy missteps that led to a 5-year decline in oil and gas investment, urging mining policies that foster partnerships between local and foreign investors. Beyond extraction, the chief executive of the chamber, Engineer Dr. Ashigbe, stressed that true value lies in building manufacturing capacity in Ghana, ensuring jobs, technology transfer, and foreign exchange savings.
You have the issue of security of tenure. Then even for you, the local investor or the foreign investor, you are sure that no matter what happens, once you have materially, the conditions of your lease, once you have presented a good business plan, the technocrats will then review it, and based on that, whatever extension of lease you require, it's going to happen. Because you see, again, in that conversation, it is not only about leases that are expiring.
The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources is Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa.
Equally important, the review will seek to ensure that Ghana maintains an attractive and competitive investment climate while maximizing the long-term and socio-economic benefits of our mineral resources for present and future generations. Government will continue to engage closely with industry, stakeholders, traditional authorities, civil society organizations, and local community throughout the process, as I've said, and to ensure that the revised legal and policy framework reflects a broader national consensus and supports sustainable transformation of the mining sector. At the same time, government remains unwavering in its commitment to addressing illegal mining.
The newly elected president of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Engineer Frederick Atakuma, reaffirmed the central role of mining in Ghana's economy, pledging to focus on growth, local content, and environmental, social, and governance issues. The Chamber of Mines expects continued engagement with the government on new policy initiatives to strike a balance between national revenue needs and investor confidence.
The Korle Klottey Municipal Assembly is set to bring together key institutions and businesses within its jurisdiction for a landmark business and investment forum aimed at accelerating development across the municipality. The forum will convene a wide range of stakeholders, including banks, churches, eateries, bars, ministries, embassies, and private businesses. Organizers say the goal is to create a unified platform for dialogue and collaboration on projects that would directly improve infrastructure, services, and economic opportunities for residents.
The municipal chief executive highlighted the significance of the event, calling it the first of its kind for Korle Klottey. He promised it will be massive in scale and impact. Assembly officials say bringing these institutions on board will help align private sector resources, faith-based organizations, and government policy to tackle municipal challenges and attract investment.
We looked at on the 9th of June, that's coming week on Tuesday, to bring our investors together, our corporate institutions together, to have a forum where we can discuss things happening within our municipality. How can we leverage the corporate institutions within our municipality to the advantage of the municipality? We have a lot of corporate institutions. Most of the headquarters of most of our institutions reside within the Korle Klottey municipality, and want to leverage on that and see how best we can make a municipal, as we always tout, a 5-star municipal.
The forum is expected to set the tone for future public-private partnerships in the municipality.
President John Mahama has reaffirmed his commitment to modernizing Ghana's agriculture sector following a visit to the Belagro 2026 agricultural exhibition in Belarus, where he toured cutting-edge farming, mining, and industrial machinery displays.
At the exhibition, President John Mahama inspected a wide range of modern agricultural equipment and heavy-duty machinery, including the renowned Minsk Tractor Works M2Z product lineup, ZAO displays, fertilizer application equipment, and the giant Belarus haul truck, one of the world's largest mining trucks. In a brief remarks, President Mahama said the knowledge and technologies on display would support his administration's efforts to revolutionize Ghana's agriculture sector, improve productivity, and enhance food security.
We're working to ensure food security in Ghana, and so we're setting up what we call farmer service centers. And so we're looking to get appropriate agricultural equipment for our centers. And I've just seen a very impressive display of Belarusian equipment and machinery. And it's my hope that we'll be able to acquire some of these for our farmers. Now, farming and agriculture is becoming increasingly mechanized. The hoe and cutlass agriculture is gone. And so We need to provide centers where the farmers can come and get the services of the machines. The farmers don't need to own the machines, but if they need the service of a tractor or a combined harvester, they are able to do it. And what I've seen here is very impressive. These are beautiful machines. We just have to make sure that the after-sales service is perfect so that the machines can be maintained so that they can stay and work for a long time.
The president is on a 4-day state visit, during which he is expected to hold high-level bilateral engagements aimed at strengthening cooperation between Ghana and Belarus, particularly in the areas of agriculture, trade, and industrial development. For GBC News, Celestine Avi.
Let's do some sports news. Iran has accused the U.S. of denying visas to integral members of its national football team backroom staff hours after Washington confirmed Iranian players had been given permission to travel to the upcoming World Cup. U.S. officials said visas had been issued to players and necessary support staff on Friday, 10 days before Iran's opening fixture in Los Angeles on 15 June. It also said Iran would not be allowed to abuse the system to sneak terrorists into the United States under the false pretense. Iran's embassy in Turkey accused the U.S. of politically biased interference in support by denying further visa to the large portion of the managerial and executive staff and technical advisors. A statement described the U.S. announcement as a whitewash. Iranian embassy officials called on FIFA Football World Governing Body to intervene. Iranian state-linked media said the head of the Football Federation and his deputy were among those who were denied entry to the U.S. The 2026 World Cup, which will be jointly hosted by the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, begins on June 11, with Iran securing their place by finishing top of their qualification group in March 2025, almost a year before the war broke out. The spirit of giving back and preserving a lasting legacy was on full display in Accra after the 2001 year group of Ebuakwa State College, known affectionately as YANUM, officially launched a legacy project aimed at transforming sports development in their alma mater.
At a ceremony held at the Clocksack Auditorium, the old students unveiled plans to raise 400,000 Ghana cedis, a modern multi-purpose basketball and volleyball court for current and future generation of students. The project, according to the group, is designed not only to improve sporting facilities in the school, but also encourage teamwork, discipline, and healthy and renewed commitment to the school's development. Alumni exchange memories of their days on campus whilst strengthening professionalism and personal and renewed commitment to the school's development. Alumni exchange memories of their days on campus whilst strengthening professionalism and personal networks. Members of the year group expressed confidence that the fundraising targets would be achieved through contributions from alumni, corporate partners, and well-wishers who believe in investing in the next generation.
As 25 years, we sort of giving them this volleyball and basketball multi-purpose one. So then, actually, we also visited the school. We had an extensive chat with most of the students and realized this was something that's not just, initially we thought it was coming from the male, but we realized most of even the female were very much interested in the volleyball court, which we saw it as a project that we have to look at.
We had a very vibrant sports setup in the school. We had a very, I'll say resourceful sports master. And when I mean sports, I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about athletics. Diko is here. Diko used to be the district, I think 8,000 meters or 800 meters lead. You know, we had a very good sports program.
The Ebuakwa State College 2001 year group hopes construction of the multipurpose basketball and volleyball courts will begin once the fundraising target is reached, providing students with a modern facility to nurture their sporting talent.
Well, Ghana has achieved another milestone in sports development by hosting the prestigious International Cricket Council ICC Level 2 Coach Tutors course for the very first time. The 3-day program, organized by the International Cricket Council in collaboration with the Ghana Cricket Association, is taking place from June 5 to June 7, 2026 at the University of Ghana Sports Directorate.
You can see we didn't just learn, and he actually wanted to apply it today. Now learning.
The course is designed to equip experienced cricket coaches with the knowledge and skills required to become certified coach tutors, enabling them to train and mentor the next generation of cricket coaches within their respective countries. A total of 14 participants are taking part in the program, including 13 foreign nationals from across the cricketing world and one Ghanaian representative, Obed Harvey. Their participation underscores the growing recognition of Ghana as an enabling hub for cricket development on the African continent. The course is being facilitated by ICC master educators Anthony Ferreira and Chris Cardoso, who are leading participants through advanced coaching methodologies, leadership principles, coach education techniques, and modern approaches to player development. For Ghana, hosting the course represents more than just a training program. It is a significant investment in human resource development and a testament to the country's growing influence within international cricket circles. Sports administrators believe the program will help strengthen coaching structure, improve quality of cricket instructions, and create a sustainable pathway for developing players at all levels of the game. The presence of participants from different countries also provide a valuable platform for knowledge exchange, networking, and the sharing of best practices in cricket coaching and education.
Now that cricket is now back onto the Olympic Games, the significance is even more. So just like he's saying, we are delighted that you are here. Please take everything you're doing seriously. It is a long journey, and whatever that you are able to absorb, internalize that, and we wish that you can go back and then let the people also benefit from it. Cricket has been growing, and I think we need our own.
All that we do is for the benefit of the athletes, to make sure the athletes benefit. So whatever you're doing, it's because of the athletes that we are doing what we are doing. So all that we do is for the benefit of the athletes, to make sure the athletes benefit. So whatever you're doing, it's because of the athletes that we are doing what we are doing. So it's all the information, do what you can, so that you can trust where you're you can make sure that at least benefit from what you've learned.
As cricket continues to expand across Africa, stakeholders see initiatives such as the ICC Level 2 Coach Tutors course are crucial to building a strong foundation for sports, ensuring that coaches are equipped not only to train athletes but also educate future coaches.
The Inspector General of Police, Christian Tetoyihonu, has announced major initiatives for athletes who have been flying the flag of the Ghana Police Service higher. The IGP said has directed and immediate enlistment of all civilian athletes attached to the various sporting disciplines in the service.
For many athletes, years of sacrifice often go unnoticed. But for sportsmen and women of the Ghana Police Service, Wednesday became a day of celebration, recognition, and renewed hope. The Ghana Police Sports Department organized a special awards presentation ceremony to the leadership of the Ghana Police Service. The special guest of honor was the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tetoyihonu, and members of the Police Management Board, POMAP. The IGP directed the immediate enlistment of civilian athletes attached to the Police Service Department, a move expected to provide job security and motivate dozens of talented sportsmen and women who have represented the service with distinction over the years. Most of the awards presented were in recognition of achievement chalked up during the 2025-2026 sporting season, a period that saw police athletes excel across several disciplines, from athletics to boxing, arm wrestling, football, hockey, and other sporting events. The Ghana Police Service has steadily built a reputation as one of the country's strongest sporting institutions, Currently active in 14 sporting disciplines, the service continues to nurture talent whilst promoting fitness, teamwork, and excellence among its personnel. The IGP assured athletes that this latest intervention marks only the beginning of greater support from the police administration. He pledged that the Ghana Police Service would continue investing in sports development and creating opportunities for athletes to thrive both on and off the field.
We will continue to give you the necessary support and push. At least, no matter how small the support will be, we will be with you. And the fact that our minds are with you, and we show, since I joined the service, I think this is a time that police administration is so much concerned about the work that you do. You know, you are doing very well on the scarce resources that you have. You still manage. If you look at where sometimes you stay before you do your training, it's really, really disappointing. But you overlook all this and then you do your best to bring the image of the service very high. And I'll tell you that we are proud of you. And continue to train the people so that this year we'll get more awards, because this is a time, if I remember, this is the best time that the Ghana Police Service, the management in general, we have a focus on you people who are doing this various sports discipline. You have been recruited already, okay?
Thank you, sir.
You have been recruited already. And then we assure you, and you are who in terms of what? The best goalkeeper. Wow, in Ghana. In terms of what? Handball. And you, the best player in terms of what? Handball. And then you are civilians. Yes, so you are also recruited. We are doing the selection. Yes, we are supposed to do selection. The best arm wrestling, civilian. You are already done. Weightlifting. Very short of that.
The best middle player in Ghana now.
The best middle player in Ghana. You are also done.
The best robotic.
In terms of football or volleyball. And then the female one, the best what?
Middle player.
Middle player. You see, so former members. I think the selection we have already started. We have started selecting the people. Yet the Interior Minister has given us the opportunity that after the medicals, we should select our sportsmen, select our bandsmen, and that one, it is reversed to select those people we feel that they are committed, dedicated, have sacrificed with you. So, okay, police is the best.
For athletes like Grace Minter and many others honored on the day, the recognition was more than just an award. It was a reminder that dedication, perseverance, and excellence do not go unnoticed.
The Black Queens head coach says he sees more positive steps in the team's development with the ongoing campaign in Accra as part of the build towards the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations.
Great to be back with the girls. You can see that they have missed each other as well. So amazing energy. There have been really good trainings from the first day. Normally the first training day is a little bit slow because many have traveling. This time, of course, less because a big part of the group were already here in Ghana. So I think we saw it already in the first training. It was a higher tempo than normally the first day. And since then, we have just been growing and better and better in every training. So far, very, very good. So there have been a few new players into the group. I started before the Black Queens camp with a local camp, and we saw some talent players for sure. We gave the opportunity to a couple of them. And also we gave the opportunity to Linda Wusu that have been doing pretty well really well in the under-20 national team. And now has signed with Toronto. So we took her for Canada, back to Ghana again. Also, we have Diana from the same under-20. We have Mavis Owusu that now is in Turkey, but she also was a part of a local camp. And also Osman, goalkeeper, that deserved the chance here. So it's good to see some new players, of course, and to challenge the old ones. You always want to have good games, but we felt in the previous camp that we had in Dubai, we had, especially against Russia, a really tough game that we won with 4-0, so we know our potential. Every time when we meet each other, we keep growing and we perform better and better as a group. So even if we will not play against the national team in this window, we will have the opportunity to play against some local teams. And we will do the best from it. The good thing is that we can practice to do set pieces and things so that you maybe can't do otherwise against national teams. So we see it in a positive way, and we're enjoying our time here in Ghana. Of course, it's a difference to play against a national team. It's one thing to play against players that you know. I guess then many are friends to them and things like that. So we have to take it serious to attack the game like a normal game for us, a national team game. If it will be exactly the same, probably not, but we're going to do our best. And like I said, I see it in a positive way that we can practice on set pieces and things that we maybe can't do when we're going to Morocco in the next camp. So that's a good part for us.
In arts, every masterpiece begins with a vision, but many young artists struggle to find the support needed to turn talents into opportunity. At an arts exhibition in Accra, 3 Ghanaian artists are urging greater investment in arts education, mentorship, and talent development, arguing that the future of the country's creative industry depends on nurturing the next generation.
Against a backdrop of color, creativity, and expression, the exhibition Resilience, Rising Through the Cracks, offered more than a display of artistic talent. It presented powerful stories of perseverance, identity, and triumph over adversity. The exhibition featured a collection of paintings and artworks that explored themes of African identity, cultural pride, and the human capacity to overcome challenges. Each piece reflected a journey of struggle, hope, and transformation. For artists Patrick Ametepe, Francis Nwete, and Emmanuel Bonsu, art is not merely a profession. They describe it as a vehicle for preserving culture, inspiring change, and giving voice to untold stories. The artists believe targeted investment in arts education, mentorship programs, and creative spaces can help unlock the potential of young talent and contribute meaningfully to national development.
They always allude to the fact that arts are very expensive. Though I concur with them, nevertheless, it is something that belongs to us, which you must buy. At the same time, remember that for art to become very expensive, it is about the quality we are looking at.
Praying that the government will give us a very huge support in this, space, in this industry. That's what we're wishing for. And I think the president of the land is doing very well. He has given the creative art opportunity to exploit, bringing in investors to, make sure that they also support our space.
The challenges that we are facing is too much. You can do your artwork and then you don't have a place to exhibit. You have to go and rent and all that. So it's a kind of great challenge that we are facing in this system.
The guest speaker and executive chairman of Seedway Group, Romaric Ababio Dankwa, called for stronger support for the creative sector. He noted that investing in young creatives is essential to strengthen Ghana's cultural identity while creating opportunities for economic growth.
We have great talent, visibility, we lack the exposure that we need. A lot of support should be given to the Ghanaian artist. We are art, and art is us.
Participants described the exhibition as both inspiring and timely, highlighting the role of art in shaping perspectives, preserving heritage,
and fostering social change.
That is all time allowed on News Hour this afternoon. My name is Mavis Ofeachampo. Come your way at 7 for the major news bulletin. But till then, enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a good afternoon.